Hello and hey, they're messing around with golf with your friends. This time going to be the Candyland Classic Guide updated for 2020, the official release. Doing all these in quick succession, hopefully getting the best strats out there as quickly as possible, as a lot of these holes did kind of turn into new ones, so the struggle has been a little bit real. And of course, if I miss anything, please check the comments to see if it's already been mentioned, but you're free to do so as well. I'd like to know if I'm missing anything, obviously. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into one of my favorite courses, Candyland. All right, hole number one. We're going to aim full power where the ice cream sandwich meets that licorice log. And we're going to hold jump right after we release our shot to go. I'll talk kind of quickly there. Sorry about that. Whole lot to say, but it's very simple once you get it. Hole two can be a little bit tricky, but we're going to aim just right of where that ice cream kind of meets that red line up there, 3.5 power. It's again kind of specific because that ramp kind of gets and throws some weird shots, but you do it a couple times, you'll get used to it and get that hole in one. Hole number three, one of my favorite hole in ones to find ever, is no longer in the game, unfortunately, because that cookie is spinning fast, but we'll aim at the left side of this tree, full power, and kind of get through where we can. And then from here, we want to go ahead and aim at this crease, going about 3 power, maybe a little bit left of where you see me aiming, because if you don't roll forward, you need to aim like in between these two creases. But other than that, we'll end up right here. 3 power, maybe just under 3 power. You can kind of mess with it a little bit. Pretty simple too, just consistent. Hole number four, again, I think that we might have lost our hole in one just because of how this little bit of a ramp works. So I'll just kind of shoot at it and you'll just kind of see how slow we go. It kind of like auto corrects where the ball should be, kind of no matter where it was going in the first place. We'll end up on this particular candy cane ramp. And if I go like a full power shot, crazy what we used to do, it kind of ends up going the same speed at the end of the ramp. So unfortunately, it does seem like all the shots are kind of homogenized here, and that's unfortunate. But if we do find something, please, again, post it below. I'd like to see a different strategy come about. But until that point, at point even, it's a 2. Hole 5, I'm going to go ahead and go full power, kind of just off to the left here. You can kind of use that yellow gelatin cube just inside the door for a little bit of reference. But other than that, you can't miss by too much. Bounce off this piece of chocolate and down into the bowl. Hole 6 is going to go basically almost as close as we could possibly get to that that licorice pole down there. Go full power. We'll just kind of get in the right side of that cup. It's very specific. I think it's only a 1 pixel or so wide spot you can actually get it. So play with it a little bit, but you'll get it eventually. The next hole, I was messing around a little bit. We want to get the right side of this on the left side of that. I think we lost this hole in one as well. This one seems a lot more reasonable as we can end up here, obviously, and kind of go over the hole. If you need to play that back, go ahead. Sorry for the quick thing. I was going to show some more shots, but it didn't quite work out like I planned. And then hole number 8, slow it down a little bit. Go ahead and go full power, kind of aiming right here. Anywhere really in that area, because we're just trying to get over this hump. Obviously, you can make a 2 from just about everywhere, but make it as easy as possible for yourself. Kind of start where I showed you, and then shoot about 1 into the bowl. Hole number 9, it's going to flip the camera up to be a little crazy. Just going to get 1 tile forward, kind of pointing at the intersection with the actual cursor. It's not this specific. It just kind of allows you to get a consistency to your shots so you can kind of always know what you're doing. And then we're going to go ahead on the second shot, full power, sort of 1 tile from the left and 1 up the hill. Pretty much that spot from anywhere you end up will be good enough to get down into this bowl, so don't worry too much about the exact point of reference. Hole 10, we're going to aim over here to the left, 1 tile up and 2.5 tiles over. It's full power, let it rip. And once you get in this chocolate, I've never seen anybody enter the chocolate like I did and missed the bowl. So hopefully it doesn't happen with new physics, but I'm also glad that I didn't jinx myself in this video. Hole 11. Want to aim at the left side of this ice cream sandwich on the second level down there. Kind of going 3 and kind of 3/4. It's like 2/3-ish. It's not super specific. We're just trying to land in the bowl so that we come back into it. That shot changed slightly, and I'm not as good as I'd like to be at it, but it should be easy enough to pick up. Hole 12. I'm going to flip the camera again. Go 2 tiles forward and 1 tile to the right. Kind of just pointing at the spot. Again, not specifically needed. It's just kind of to get consistent with where you end up and where you need to shoot. That's what I like to do. And then for the second shot, we're going to aim at this 2 tiles up and 2 from the right at 3 power. It stays in the bowl a good 90% of the time. 1 out of 10 times you will kind of pop out, so kind of play that by ear as it happens. Hole 13. I want to aim just straight at the flag, going above 3, probably a little bit more than this, but we'll see if it goes in. Still came in. It's a lot easier to go for the dunk. You want to go just a little bit more power, like 3 1/6 is about perfect for that slam dunk. Hole 14. We want to be pretty specific here. We want to go just under 3 power. I'm kind of lining up my shot right away. And I like to go basically exactly right here. And you kind of have to, or else the ramp will throw you to the right. So play around with that a little bit. It could be a little bit tricky to find it, but once you get it, you can kind of lock it in. And then once you land on top of this, I guess we'll call it a lifesaver, some sort of peppermint, we're going to go ahead and get down for the hole-in-one. Hole 15, there's a nice crease. We aim at the left side of it, full power. This used to be the original shot. It changed a couple different times, and we're back to the original shot, so it's kind of cool, even with different physics, how it works out in the end for a nice hole-in-one. Hole 16, there is a licorice log in the distance. We aim at the left side at full power. Letting that fly, it kind of evens us up to get an easy straight-on look. I could go just above 2 power and aim just a little bit left of the flag stick, because with the ramp and then the actual bowl, it will kind of swerve us a little bit to the right, and that's where we want to be for the easy 2. Hole 17, we want the right side of our cursor to end up on the left side of this licorice log. Full power, let it fly. It'll bounce around a little bit, always end up in here. And from here, I try to get with the camera a little bit. It just won't let me have it. So apologies for the camera work here. But we'll go just over 2 power, kind of trying to stay in the bowl. You can attack the hole, but that could leave you obviously getting out of the bowl. So I like to go to the left side and kind of just come back to the hole naturally. Hole 18 just goofed up on the thing I was going to tell you here. Go just over 3.5 power and try to aim right of the center line. If you go too far to the left, you will actually end up in the right sort of, I don't know what to call this, ramp, I guess. Shoot is the best word. Which is fine, but we always want to give ourselves the best chance of making the best possible score. And obviously having a straight look at this shot is going to be a lot better. Even so, we're going to go ahead and lay up and go 2 power, kind of aiming wherever you want. It's not ultra specific. And then my one tip for this is don't try to time anything. Just don't go, obviously, when you have a ball right in front of you, but just full power and just let it rip. I feel like the more times I try to time it, the worse I get at it. And I've played this course a lot of times, so it could just be, you know, my own lucky charm, my own little bias, but hopefully this course is now very tameable and manageable by you. I know it's one of my favorites. Unfortunately, we did lose quite a few hole-in-ones, but I think it's still really, really good and really fun. Love the aesthetic. But we're coming up on the time limit, so thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Be safe, guys.